Life in prison means life in prison. Not one of the people serving on death row or serving a sentence of life are going to get out until they are dead.
Much of the campaign 2016 political coverage to this point has focused on names like Trump, Clinton, and Sanders. But here in Nebraska, there is a big issue looming on the November ballot: the death penalty.
Supporters were able to get enough signatures to push the matter to a public vote. Tonight, activists on both sides are squaring off. Reporter Maya Sines is live with the latest developments. Maya?
Craig, Republican and Democratic state senators met with community members both in Lincoln and Omaha today, trying to get their message out.
Life in prison means life in prison.
Leading the meeting were Senators Colby Kowash and Adam Moorfield, along with retired District Court Judge Ronald Reagan, who sentenced death row inmate John Joubert to death for 3 murders back in 1997. They claim a pro-death penalty movement is confusing voters, leading them to believe murderers could go free without the death penalty. Their goal is to make sure voters know life imprisonment means life in prison with no chance of parole.
The repeal of the death penalty does not change any of the commutation power or anything like that under the executive branch in the Constitution.
But there is one exception, that the Pardon Board, which consists of the Governor, Attorney General, and Secretary of State, commute a sentence.
I don't think that it takes a political scientist or a seasoned politician to know that that's not likely, and it's not going to happen for somebody who committed that heinous of a crime.
Robert Evnen, a founding member of the Nebraskan for the Death Penalty, disagrees.
The Pardons Board is a very powerful body. No court can review its decisions. It can do whatever it wants. And 3 years ago, it decided to commute the sentence of somebody who'd been sentenced to life in prison. It's happened.
He says death penalty opponents are quickly dismissing the reality of it happening.
The opponents of the death penalty say, well, take a look at who's on the Pardons Board now. They'd never do such a thing. But who would have suspected that the people who were on the Pardons Board then would have done it? It's something that can happen, and they want to deny it, but they're wrong, and they're misleading people about that.
Both campaigns said they will be campaigning hard from now until November, hoping to clear some of that confusion amongst voters. Reporting live from the studio, Maya Sines, KMTV Action 3 News.
New tonight.